This is a summary of my trip to Indonesia. It was a 2-hour flight from Phoenix to San Francisco, and then another 15 plus hours to Hong Kong, and then another 5 hours from Hong Kong to Bali. We headed down to the beach, and Kelly bought some street corn. After we ate, we headed to our place at Lloyd's Inn. Had a nice little pool there. And since most of the people in Bali are Hindu, you'll see many temples, and they all have their offerings. Every store, every place you go. Of course, the main mode of transportation is the motor scooters. The roads are packed, but we're close enough to walk to where we need to go. First thing we did was go night hunting with these guys. And you've seen the other videos, I won't show much detail, but in addition to that viper, we found a number of other species, including this black and white mangrove snake. Here's Kelly holding a deadly banded sea crate. Fortunately, they're just not very aggressive and don't bite. Here's a dog-toothed cat snake. But check out my videos of night hunting if you want to see more details of each of these snakes and the other reptiles we found.
Video starting. What do you have to say, Jer? Any last?
Well, we're at the reptile park.
Bali Reptile Park.
And I found some reptiles. After a reptile park, we went night hunting again. Found a lot of cool stuff, including that tokay gecko that didn't get along with Kelly too well. I have to admit, this small sunbeam snake was one of my favorites, as the light just reflects off it in so many different colors. Spectacular find. After being up late a couple nights, I was ready to rest and relax. And that nasty spaghetti I got didn't help much. Here Kelly has his nazi goring. Check out that wiring.
Hey, Jerry, you want a fish chip? I got fish chip, fish skins. There they are, fish skins. Hey, Jerry, you got to get up. We got to fight old aging. Come on, let's do some exercises. Hey, Jerry, let's go to the beach. Jerry, come on, let's go.
Kelly, what are you eating there?
Fish skins. They're quite tasty, but they would be better with a little lemon and salt. But they are good. You want to see one?
You got to get in shape.
They're real good.
I didn't have time to jog this morning.
You say that every day.
Yeah, it's a running joke. We hired a driver to take us to a couple waterfalls I wanted to see. They're just spectacular. As you watch the waterfalls, the one activity I failed to mention is that I went and got a massage. The massage was advertised as 100 rupiah, which is about $6 for 1 hour. They started massaging my feet and said, did I want a full body massage? That would be 200 rupiah. I figured 12 bucks wasn't too bad. So they did my back and shoulders as well. Next thing I know, they wanted to wax my back. Well, you guessed it. I ended up getting my back waxed. It was just another 200 rupiah. And then they gave me a glass of water. Well, turned out that was another 100. And then she plucked hair out of my ears for another 100. So I got out of there. It was like 800 rupiah. About 48 bucks, I guess, for an hour, getting my back waxed, ears cleaned, everything. It wasn't too bad. We also got ripped off at one of the restaurants and from one of the taxi drivers. So we were leaving the airport on our second trip. He charged us a $100 airport exit fee. And we didn't have much choice at the time, so we just paid it. But on our first trip out of the airport, there wasn't that fee. We went to the beach one morning, and as you can see, it wasn't like when we went there in the evening, when it was just packed. In the morning, just no one around. Interesting to walk along and see. But I guess the point of telling the massage story and the taxi and the restaurant is you just got to be aware of what you're getting charged. Make sure you don't get ripped off. And if you want a cheap meal, you go into the little corner store and get one of these kebabs. They cut up the meat right there in front of you, put it in that little tortilla shell, make it up. I said I'd have a little of the sauce, and when they got to putting the mayonnaise on, I said just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Little bit.
A little bit. Not a little bit.
Last one.
They scraped it off. It worked out fine.
That's good.
And these kebabs are only about, I forget what they were, about $1 each. So, made for a cheap meal. Get a couple of them for a couple dollars. And take them back to the room, just eat in the room.
You get 2, Jim?
Yep.
There are also
Of course.
some other meals you can get similar to
One's not
this. So, it's just an idea, an alternative if you don't want to go out and eat in a restaurant every time.
Come to Bali, they said. It'll be fun.
Great weather.
What do you think?
It's fun. It's wet. It's Bali.
This is the rain coming down, palm trees flying.
One thing that Jerry didn't mention is they did not say come to Bali during the rainy season.
Oh,
After a few days in Bali, we headed to the island of Flores, where we trekked up ancient volcano Kalimutu. We saw some terraced rice fields. We had to dress in those sarongs to go to the native village. We went to the Blue Rock Beach. Saw a number of spectacular sights. One of the best, though, was just the 3 colored lakes up at the volcano. Then we headed to Komodo Islands, Komodo National Park. Stopped on a couple of these islands, hiked up, spectacular views. We went to 17 Island, went snorkeling, and then had a great fish fry. Just interesting to see as you drove across the island of Flores, the countryside and the people. Went to a hot spring, and then we went to another native village at the base of this volcano. But perhaps the best thing there was we spent the night and just had this spectacular view of the volcano for breakfast.
So that is the casino. That is. That one. Let's go on.
Wow. Huh.
We are the viewpoint of Bena traditional village. One of the authentic, the pure traditional village in.
We spent several days traveling across the island of Flores, seeing spectacular sights such as the spiderweb rice fields, waterfalls. We even got to have dinner at Joseph's house. Joseph was our guide as we toured across Flores, and then the next morning as we headed to Komodo National Park. Of course, one of the spectacular things is the snorkeling, seeing giant manta rays, all the fish. But But then hiking up some of the spectacular islands, the views that you get, hard to describe. But as you can see, black sand beach on one side, white sand beach on the other, greenery and flowers since we're just at the end of the rainy season. Beautiful area. Once our boat tour through Komodo National Park is done, we'll be flying back to Bali. And we'll have one night and then one day before we leave. And the one day before we leave is the day they call the Day of Silence. The Day of Silence happens one day a year, and we were going to be there on that one day. Darn it. You can't leave your hotel room, can't go on any tours, supposed to get your food ahead of time. So when we got back to Bali from the Komodo Islands, we checked into our hotel, the Viva Dash Inn, and it was kind of a strange place, but we wouldn't be going anywhere, so I guess it didn't matter. We just went out and got some food, snacks, so we'd have for the next day.
Okay. What day is this?
First day. Today is Saturday, March 28th. It's called Nipai. It's a Hindu Balinese holiday where they shut everything down for 24 hours. It's a day of silence. So you're supposed to be silent all day.
So we're breaking the law right now talking.
Yes, we are. You're not supposed to. We are actually barricaded and locked in our hotel room. There are certain areas we can go till 6 p.m. After 6 p.m., we have to make sure we close our curtains. The electricity will be shut off to all outdoor areas. The hotels are a little more liberal. But the day of Nipai, some of the rules are silence, no light, no fire. Travel is strictly prohibited. No entertainments. Hotels are required to close outdoor activities and street lights are turned off. There is no work.
We also saw that the police patrol the streets, and if a tourist or someone is found out there, there's a $1 million rupee fine.
Yes, $1 million Indian or Indonesian rupee fine.
And right now it's about 9:30 a.m. and Kelly is already going stir crazy.
This is the lobby the day before the Day of Silence. You can see outside to the outside world. Okay, Kelly, tell me what you're wearing right now. What's the story behind this outfit?
We are staying at the Viva Dash Hotel in Seminyak, and it's a very, very, as you can tell by the background, a very unusual hotel with an unusual robe. So
Super. It's got lips on it.
I had to do it. I just had to put it on. It's got, I have no words.
This is the lobby on the Day of Silence. You can see they've got cardboard over the windows and the drapes are closed and the lights on all those things are out, but our room still looks okay. See that from my bed. Everyone smiles in the same language. Fortunately for us, the restaurant in the hotel was still open, so we could get our meals. And with all the snacks we'd bought the night before, we had plenty of food to eat. Being in Bali on the Day of Silence was an interesting experience. You could see that the pool still was open, and I think the gym was still open. So at least we had some access to different things around our hotel. But the next morning, the doors were open again, and it was time to head to the airport for our 30-hour flight back. It's nice to have lights and sounds. At the airport, always interesting to see the cigarette cartons. Smoking kills. Hope you enjoyed our video. That's our trip to Bali.